Welcome everybody from the National Geographic Green Team.
Hey everyone, hope you're enjoying your Wednesday so far. We'll get started here in just a few minutes. This is our third installment of green initiatives we're taking here as part of Earth Day and being good stewards of Mother Earth here and what the credit union can do for you. So hopefully you came in. Let us know if you have any questions. We'll have a Q&A open at the end of this session here. So any questions, whether it's this seminar today or if you have any other questions about going green or anything with the credit union, let us know. We're here. Susan, our green expert at National Geographic. We'll answer anything we can, and if we don't have the answers, we'll get back to you. So anyway, we want to get started, or we want to wait a few more minutes? I can't tell how many people.
I say we get started. I can start talking. Again, welcome from the National Geographic Green Team to everybody who's come. Thank you to our OAS FCU Credit Union for co-sponsoring these webinars, 3 of the 5 that we've had. And for all of you who are attending, including our special audience in the Grosvenor Auditorium. Hello, Redcoats team. I'm also in headquarters so that I can relay questions from the folks in the auditorium. And for those of you who wondered why we set this at 11, we wanted to set it up for their schedule. Everybody who's attending today, in person or online, are getting entered into the bike raffle, which is, again, thank you to the credit union for offering some great prizes for our Bike to Work Week. We know that a lot of our people at Geographic are commuters by bike, and including many of our Redcoat staff. And so we wish you all luck. We'll be drawing the winners on Friday, and there will be 3 prizes of $215 each to be spent at your local bike shop. It'll be a gift card to your bike shop, and you can take care of upgrading your bike, getting your kids' bikes together, whatever you need, maybe getting that commuter bike you always wish you had so that you have an easier ride in. We have also an interpreter today for our Spanish-speaking staff and contractors, and everything that we are saying is being translated. We will have recordings available of both the English and the Spanish. If you are listening right now and you'd rather have it in Spanish, there's a little globe at the bottom of your screen that says interpretation underneath it. Click that and you should be able to choose the Spanish version. Everyone, please enter your questions into the Q&A. As I said, the auditorium, I will go back into the auditorium after my presentation so I can relay questions from our live guests. And you're also always welcome to send questions to me at greenteam@ngs.org, or if you catch me in the hall or want to give me a call. And we'll also share credit union contact information at the end in case you want to talk with them about anything you heard today or go over a personal loan fund. Our discussion today is about what you might do to make more sustainable choices in your life and how to finance those choices when you're starting out. So the big question was going to start with here. I'm going to talk a little bit about the kinds of things you may want to consider doing differently to keep the planet, and therefore you and your family, healthier. Martin and his colleagues will follow with the information about online help his team has created about improving how you save for everything you want to do, and with information on small loans that are available when you need a bigger boost to make a big choice a reality now. Martin, did you have something you wanted to say before I continue?
Yes, just very quickly, I wanted to give the instructions for the translation in Spanish. So I'll go ahead and do that right now. This little bit is going to be in Spanish. Entonces, hoy estamos dando interpretación simultánea para el webinar sobre los préstamos y productos que ofrecemos. Así que para encender esa opción, por favor vayan abajo a la derecha y hay un icono del mundo que dice interpretación. Cuando haces clic, te da las dos opciones para escuchar la presentación en inglés o en español, en la cual tenemos una intérprete dando la misma presentación en el idioma de preferencia. Así que eso es todo. Ahora de vuelta para Susan.
Thank you, Martin. So how can you live more sustainably?
He did that very well, didn't he?
I did it very well.
And I wanted to say, just before I even get started, Susan, just a quick introduction of everybody, because we didn't do that. For those that don't know, I'm Dana McCormick. I'm the branch manager at National Geographic for the credit union. So if you don't know me, once we get opened back up, please stop in and say hello, meet the team, meet me. And if you have any questions, feel free to stop in anytime and ask us any questions. You've also heard Martin, I can never say your last name, sorry.
I always like to see you suffer through it.
Yeah, my Spanish isn't very good, but Martin is also a member of the credit union. He helps us a lot behind the scenes with our presentations, our webinars, our website, and things like that. So he's a very important role of the team. Of course, we have Susan from the green team, and it's called Jessic, right? Am I close? Jessic?
Close.
Close enough? Okay, we all call her Susan, and that's why. And of course, she's with National Geographic, and anybody there knows who she is. And then the fourth person on our panel here is Hansel Morales. He is one of our loan officers at National Geographic. So if you do take out a loan, there's a good chance that you will be working with him as your loan is processed through from beginning to end. So he is our resident expert in loans. So a lot of questions will go through him. And then you don't see her, but our translator from English to Spanish is Terry or Teresa Inskip, if I pronounced that right. And she is in Finland, believe it or not. I think I have that right also. So from across the sea or across the way there. So she's helping us with that too. So Terry, thank you very much for helping us along the way. So anyway, continue, Susan. Thank you.
All right. So my portion is about how you live more sustainably. You can make greener choices when you are buying food, clothes, shoes, cleaning supplies, anything. You can make your home more efficient and save on your bills. You can green your ride by getting a bike, getting a hybrid, or a fully electric car. So how do you start? I ask you to think about what you use the most, what you buy the most, what you throw out the most. Start with one of those things. Making a better choice about one of those things is likely to make the biggest impact in your life. Because you are spending money on those things, you have the power and the right to ask questions about it and to choose what exactly you spend your money on. Before you buy another of whatever it is you use or throw out most, make sure you really need it. So you're not wasting your money or wasting the resources that made that thing. Just because you've always bought it or bought that brand does not mean it's the right purchase for you. Maybe not the right purchase anymore. So next, when you've decided, yes, I definitely need this shoe or I need bread, whatever it might be, I need it, I need to go and get it. Next, make sure that what you're buying is the most durable one that you can buy. So you don't need to buy a new one too soon. Pick something you can fix if it breaks or repair so it lasts longer. Choose the least toxic version of whatever it is so you aren't endangering yourself by using it or those around you or even endangering other people or other animals when you throw it away. And yes, these choices can cost a little more at first, but besides them being better choices for the environment and therefore for you and other people, they can also lead to lots of savings over the long run. Think about those shoes that you've bought over and over and over and over again because they were inexpensive, but they didn't last long. If you could have put a little more money into that first pair and got something a little higher quality, maybe did a resoling in the middle, you could maybe have saved a lot of money because you bought one pair that lasted several years. Um, I know my mother's been in that category. Another example, food. Processed food can seem inexpensive and fast to prepare, and it lasts a long time. But the preservatives in there are often chemicals. They're not really the kind of thing you want in your food, but they're edible, but we use them to make things last. The added colors, the added flavors, all of these things can be damaging to your health. And you won't be saving time or money if you're headed to the doctor more often because you're eating food that isn't as healthy as what you could choose. Buying simpler, more natural foods, fresh fruits and vegetables, whole grain breads, and brown rice will do your body good. Learn how to store them so they last. Don't overbuy. And really, how slow is making a sandwich or a little stir fry? You know it will taste so much better if you made it yourself. How about clothes? We talked about the shoe for a moment, but think the average American family spends hundreds of dollars a year on clothes and hundreds more on shoes. But cheap fashion statements that wear out, so you buy new ones in a few months, are not worth the money spent. And they mean a huge waste of water and labor and other resources to make them just for you to throw them away a few months after getting them. Paying more for a higher quality shirt or shoe, not a fancier brand, but clothes that are made better to last longer, can really save money over time. Now let's talk about your commute. If you walk or take the metro, that's great. But maybe you have a long way to go and want to invest in a bike so you can skip the cost of a train or a bus every time. You may find something good in a secondhand shop, or maybe you're ready to buy a solid new option. It may cost a few $100s too, but it could work better, last longer, and feel better, saving you aches and pains from having a bike that's not the right fit for you. You can usually repair a bike yourself too and save on that ticket for every ride that you would have been paying on the metro or the gas if you'd gotten in a car. And you're getting some healthy exercise too. Maybe you have to have a car to handle your commute and kids and errands. Okay. The pandemic has made used cars scarce, so maybe you're ready for a new car even. Make sure it has an electric engine. New or used, that's the best way to go right now. Even if the car is not fully electric, a hybrid car with an electric engine is so much more efficient. You're going to use less gas when you drive. You're not going to have to do as much maintenance because there's not the same kinds of moving parts that you would have with a combustion engine that's running on gas. So you'll have less maintenance, spend less gas, and when you stop at a light, you're not going to use gas at all. This all adds up to savings. Some cars even give you power when you hit the brake. How cool is that? Our credit union even has special loans for green cars, and Martin will tell you more about that in a minute. So how about your home? Watch our previous webinar for lots of green home improvement tips. Most important, though, is to make your house more efficient. That's really what sustainability is about. It's about wasting less. So when you're making your house more efficient, you are going to save on energy or water or on repairs. And whatever repair that you do or improvement that you put in place, make sure it's done sustainably, which means looking at the materials that it uses. Try to use materials that aren't toxic again, that don't have things that are going to wear out. Maybe get something that's more natural. So when it does wear out, it's going to not hurt the environment when you throw it away. And it's important that you look at the new technology that's out there so you get something that's really efficient for your home. And this is important whether you live in a house or an apartment. Changes can be small. Um, More efficient lighting, LED lights, adding power strips so you can turn everything off when you leave a room or go to bed at night. There's a lot of energy being wasted if things are on waiting for you to play with the remote. Both choices can save you electricity. Maybe you need to lower your water bill. Low flow shower heads or adding aerators to your faucets. These are things that will allow you to keep up your water pressure while using less water. Put in a rain barrel so you can water the lawn and the flowers with rain on a sunny day and not turn on the hose. Maybe it's the heating and cooling bills that you are really getting you. So this is DC. It gets really hot in the summer. It can get cold in the winter. Add some weatherproofing around your windows and doors. Even just adding good curtains can help block the sun when it's really hot and not heat up your house so you have to turn on the AC so high. Or it keeps out the cold at night. You close them up and you're not having it pouring in. You could plant a tree and get some shade whenever it's sunny outside. Change to a programmable thermostat. So a thermostat that's going to automatically adjust for the hours when you're usually out of the house and for the hours when you're asleep. And you don't need it as hot when you're all snug in your blankets. And maybe you just want to get a carpet. That's like adding insulation for really inexpensively and really easily. A carpet on the floor can keep your feet warm and you don't feel the need to turn up the heat. Maybe you just need a refresh in your place. So when you go out to get that paint, get a paint that's low VOC or eco-friendly, like a milk paint. So it doesn't have all those chemicals. It's going to look great and it's not going to smell and it's not shedding gases that can hurt you. You may want to make pricier changes. Maybe you're adding ceiling fans so that you can just move the air around rather than heating and cooling it so much. Maybe you want to switch to low flow toilets. They use far less water per flush than the 1.6 gallons that is allowed right now. Some of them now use half of that. Add insulation, serious insulation, not just the carpet, but serious insulation to your walls and your attic. A higher rating, R rating, will help keep the house the temperature that you have created inside and not fight with the outside so much. There are even eco-friendly options for insulation, like recycled denim, your jeans. Maybe you want to switch to energy efficient appliances. Anytime you can switch from gas to electric. Now, you might pay a little more for your electric than for your gas, but in the long run, that energy efficiency is going to pay off for you. And the electric appliance is going to have far less emissions. And again, it's likely to need less repair. And overall, it's going to cost you less. And you get a good refrigerator or microwave that'll help cook that natural food that we were talking about. If you have a home of your own, maybe you can even go so far as to completely upgrading your doors and your windows, your hot water system, your heating and cooling and air conditioning. Maybe you're ready for solar panels. Those paired with a plug-in car looked really good when the gas stations were out. And there are local and federal rebates available to pay you back for making these upgrades. You may have noticed them when you were doing your taxes. I know I noticed one that I didn't know was out there. But of course, first you have to buy the thing or pay to install it. And if you don't have the savings to do it, you may benefit from a small loan to just get started. And then your long-term savings can help pay back the loan. And you're going to be thankful on the long run that you made the change you wanted to. You didn't have to wait until you could save up every last penny. You can actually get it a little earlier to start the savings and start helping the planet and your health a little bit earlier. And for that, we invite our credit union, which has several options, including at least one that is only available for use for our headquarters people. And I'll let Martin talk about all of those now.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Susan. So I will go ahead and share with you the products that we can offer to kind of aid you in that pursuit of sustainability. That is something that at the credit union we are very passionate about, and we want to, inspire people to pay it forward. So again, it's a path to better living post-pandemic, and we want to invite you to do personal investments to, again, be more sustainable while saving some green as well. I can't complain there. So some of the things that we'll be covering today is our vehicle loans and refinancing, our relief loan, which is exclusive to NG, and its segs, our green loan, which is another personal loan as well, and our platforms where we educate you financially and even offer free advising as well for our members, as well as other loan options that was covered in the previous webinar, but those of you who might have missed it, well, briefly touch base on those as well. So to start off, again, we really want to pave the way for sustainability in the future. We're very passionate about it. And that's why we are offering promotional rates that are very, very low for vehicles that are either electric or hybrids. If they are 3 years or less in age, we offer starting at 1.49 APR. So to give you an idea of how low that is, Tesla on their website has higher rates than we do for their vehicles. So again, we really want to push the ball forward when it comes to sustainability, when it comes to being green. So this is why we offer these promotions and these special rates. So again, 1.49 is especially for if you're paying the vehicle off in 4 years or less. If you're looking for the same type of car and you're looking to pay it off in 6 years or less, or between 4 and 6, then that rate starts at 2.24. So it's slightly higher. But at the same time, we understand, not everyone can do the switch to electric or hybrid. So sometimes, you do have to buy a gas vehicle. So if it is 3 years or less, and again, even though it is gas, if you buy a new vehicle, it is more efficient and it is more environmentally friendly than old vehicles. So that's why we still offers a promotional rate. It's slightly higher. So it's a 0.25 point increase from whichever one you're looking at. So if it's 3 years or less and it's a gas engine, instead of 149, you're looking at 174. And again, if you're looking to pay it off in 6 years and the car is 3 years or less, instead of 224 for a gas vehicle, that's approximately 249. So the good news is, again, this is a special rate, and you can repay the loan early. We don't have any penalties. Again, we want to pave the way for sustainability. So we really want to push this initiative. We offer up to 125% of the vehicle financing. So you can get more than what the dealer is asking for and use that cash for other things as well. And we offer the ability as well to skip a payment up to 2 times a year, especially now in the midst of the pandemic. Things are tight, or you might have to skip. So we understand that, and we want to work with our members to get them on track. So again, the rates are lower than Tesla for their own vehicles. And APR stands for annual percentage rate, if anyone had a doubt on that end. Okay, so what other options do we offer aside from just the promotional rates for vehicles? Well, as Susan mentioned, there is the possibility of tax credits or deductions when you buy a new electric hybrid or hybrid vehicle. And again, we advise everyone who is interested in this to check with their tax advisor. But we do know that the current one is up until, or the incentive that is currently available is available till 2022 as of right now, if I quote that correctly. Additionally, we also have car insurance available through partnerships with insurance agencies. We offer mechanical repair programs and gap insurance. And gap insurance is basically once you drive the car out of the lot, it immediately starts losing value. So the gap insurance makes up for that, well, gap in price from the minute you drive it off the lot to, a year down the line or two. So it makes up for that depreciation. If you already have a car loan, which is very possible, maybe it's time to refinance. It never hurts to check with us. Again, we are member owned, so we are not for profit. We want to see you succeed. So we might have a better rate than you currently offered. And if that's the case, it's always a good idea to check. It never hurts to ask us if we have a better rate. It just takes 5 minutes of your time. And then we also have auto equity loans. So just like you can take a home equity loan on your property, you can take one for your car as well. So using your car as collateral for a lump sum payment. And that covers up to 100% of the equity in the car or the car's value. So that is also something that is very, very helpful in times where things are tight. After that, we offer our relief loan, which is exclusive to NG staff. And, whether it's for creating your new home workspace, which, well, in this case, it wouldn't be new, but upgrading maybe, or, a different transportation alternative to commute safer, more safely, or, for whatever you really need. This is meant to help you kind of set all that up. And even if it's not specifically for that purpose, this is a personal loan. So personal loan means we give you the lump sum payment, and then at the very beginning, and then you just pay the monthly due, and you can do with that money whatever you need to do. We don't ask questions or anything. It's for you. So again, even though we specifically label this as a relief loan, it can be used for a plethora of other things. So this one specifically lets you borrow up to $2,500. It has a fixed annual percentage rate of 5.25%. This specific loan is for a term of up to 24 months. So you have 2 years to pay off the entire loan. So to give you an example of the max, if you take out the full $2,500 on a term of the full 24 months, that monthly payment comes down to $109.98, so $110 pretty much. And just like all of our loans, we don't have prepayment penalties. If you pay it off early, you save on paying some interest, and we don't have any penalties on that. And this, as all of our loans, participates in our skip a payment program, and that is for up to 2 payments a year, as previously mentioned. After that, we have our green loans. So this one is another personal loan as well. This one is, though, for a much higher max sum of money. And again, since this is for those big projects, that's why we really upped it from 2,500 to 15,000. So like Susan said, if you're trying to switch to more efficient appliances, if you're trying to switch the carpets, or change your windows, those are all expensive home projects that are hard to finance sometimes through the vendors. So we offer alternatives. And just like any personal loan, if you get approved, we'll give you the cash up front. And then you use it however you please. And then you just have to pay the monthly due until you pay off the full balance. So 15,000 is the max for this personal loan. It has a fixed rate of 4.22% annual percentage rate. So it's actually lower than the relief loan, even though it has a higher amount. We have loan terms up to 42 months. So that gives you plenty of time to pay it off, and it makes the payments much less on a monthly basis. So again, to give an example, if you take out, if you get approved for the full 15,000, so if you take out the max and you pay it off and you try and pay it off within the full 42 months, that monthly payment comes down to $385 a month. So again, if you take out less, your monthly payment will be less. If you pay it off in less months, your monthly payment will probably go up. And as all these personal loans, once you get approved, you get that lump sum up front, and then you just pay off the monthly balance until you pay off all the balance. This, again, also participates in our Skip a Payment program. It's we make our process to get approved for these loans as simple and easy as possible, because again, especially now that we're all remote, you can't really come in with our loan officer and kind of do the process in person. So we try and make these online processes as quick and easy as possible. So that's in regards to our personal loans. We also offer a variety of different tools that can be helpful for people who are not financially savvy or financially literate just yet. So we're fully aware that the more you know about your accounts, your personal finance, about life's major money decisions, weddings, marriage, kids. Kids is a big one nowadays. The better you'll be able to make the right financial decisions and to prosper. So it's if you do well, we do well, basically. So we offer a variety of different tutorials, video tutorials to help you achieve your financial goals, and this is all on our website. There's a specific section on education that covers all this. So we have building financial capability, learn how to manage your money and avoid financial dangers. Preparing for retirement, learn how you should prepare for an eventual retirement and how to save up that money so you can have a clean or an efficient retirement and not have to worry about the fact that you don't have enough money. Owning a home, exploring the benefits and the costs of buying and owning a home. It's the best way to build long-term wealth and generational wealth, because if you own it, then that you can pass it down to your kids and their kids to theirs, and that way start building up and build it forward, build together. Also investing in your future, learn how to be financially prepared for the years ahead, and financial foundations, understanding the basics of key finances in day-to-day life, and many more. These are the ones that are very popular, but there are plenty of other resources as well on our website. But for some people, there's the videos don't cover enough. So for those that need more than just video tutorial, we have financial counseling. So we want to help our members prosper in their life journeys, and we understand that financial responsibility isn't always easy. So through our partnership with GreenPath, who has a trajectory of over 40 years of helping individuals, we offer free money management and financial education service. We give you unlimited one-on-one financial counseling sessions. Well, they give you that, but through us. They offer debt management service, financial education tools. And again, they have a track record of over 40 years in this field. And we encourage our members to reach out and learn how to improve their financial health. As with everything, it's free. It's something that every member has access to. So we strongly recommend that members take advantage of all these resources that we have out for you. And finally, we have the other possibilities as well. So these are mainly some of the products and services that we mentioned in our previous webinar. So I will briefly mention them. But again, there are record low interest rates on many loans, especially mortgages, refinances, home equity lines of credit, student loan refinancing, and our credit cards. So rates are at a historic low, and they have been for quite a while since the pandemic started. If you have a good rate now, which is very possible, it is always best to check with us to see if we can help and make it a better rate. And who knows, you might even end up with the same monthly payment or slightly more, but be able to pay it off a lot faster. Because if you refinance to 20 years, you save 10 years in mortgage payments, or 15 years, you save 15 years in mortgage payments if you take out the traditional 30-year mortgage. Again, rates are a historic low, so that is reflected on our products. And just for a quick overview of what each one is, mortgage is, of course, the main loan when you buy a property to pay off the balance. Refinance is just a way of refinancing that mortgage if you have a better rate, if you want to pay it in less time. That's how you do that. Home equity lines of credit is basically like a credit card, using your home equity as the balance. So whatever you get approved on, that's your max limit. So say you get $60,000 worth of home equity line of credit, then you can take from that 60,000 credit line however much you need. And in the case that you take $10,000 instead of the full 60, you only pay the interest on that 10,000, and you can continually take more and more as you need. So if a home improvement project is very, very expensive, you can get a home equity line of credit and then take as you need, and only pay the interest on what you take. So that's pretty nifty. Student loan refinancing, I don't think I need to explain that one. I think we're well versed in what a student loan is, and the interest rates on those are always pretty high and pretty bad. So that it never hurts to check if our refinancing option is a better way to pay it off. And credit cards, we offer credit cards with rewards programs, and those are pretty good as well. And for those that are interested, again, we have our loan department fully available to answer any one of your inquiries. And as mentioned one last time, the skip a payment program or product is available on our loans up to twice a year. We understand that people go through difficult times sometimes, and you need to save up one or two payments a year, so we offer that to everyone. And finally, we reached our Q&A section. And again, if any of these products interest you or you have any further questions, please reach out to our loan department, and I've provided their email here. We will also be sending a survey as soon as this webinar ends. And on there, you'll be able to put in your information for us to follow up and help you, guide you as well. So yeah, back to you, Dana.
Okay, great. Well, Thanks, Martine and Susan, for some valuable information. Hopefully everybody online and those in Grosvenor Auditorium found something useful that can help you out here as you go home and make your home more green, or your offices green, or whatever, your car. All of that is great, but definitely, as everyone has said, the credit union is here to help you along in anything that you need. So we are going to open this up to Q&A. So if you're online, please submit your questions there. If you're in the auditorium, raise your hand, jump up and down, do something. And let us know you have a question, and then we'll relay that question to the panel here online so that we can answer that for you. So let us know what questions you may have. We'll give you a few seconds here. And no, I'm not going to sing.
I hope that my echo isn't too bad, but my question would be, Martin, if someone's coming to get the loan information, what's the most important thing you would tell them to grab from home before coming to ask questions?
Hansel, would you like to answer that one?
Sorry, give me 1 second. There we go. The most important thing they can grab depends on the program, depends on what they're looking for. So each program does require some different information. So it just varies. For a car loan, I can tell you, know the vehicle you're looking for, know the value, do your research. We offer a lot with one thing that we didn't mention on this one with TrueCar. We have, through our links, you can actually, nowadays you can buy a car from home, and TrueCar does a pretty good job of giving you pretty good rates, pretty good prices for your vehicles. So do your research, look on NADA as well. So it just depends on the vehicle, but just give us a call, and we'll guide you from there.
Yeah, and the application process is pretty easy. So if you do have online banking, you can do that through logging into your online banking. You can do the application all on your computer. If you do not have that, it's not that it's hard, but you can do it over the phone. Call into one of us and we can take the application over the phone. If you want to do it the 20th century way, shall we say, we can also email you a paper application that you can then email or turn into the mailroom and get to us somehow, snail mail, whichever way is easier for you, but submit the application. And the two things that you will need too, and it's important because everybody usually gets direct deposit, you will need your two most current pay stubs. So if you aren't sure how to get those pay stubs online, make sure you get 2 copies of those also, because we will have to confirm your income for any of the loans. So that is something we're going to ask you for, usually at the time of application. And if not, the loan department will be emailing you or getting in contact with you to supply those before they can finish up the loan, because we do have to have that kind of proof. And the same thing, of course, before you buy the car, we'll need a bill of sale. And there's some of these other things that require proof, like if you're going to buy a car to get the, like if you are buying the Tesla, we have to prove that it's a Tesla you're buying and not an old gas guzzling Chrysler Newport from 1992. We have to make sure that it is an electric car, or at least a hybrid, that kind of thing. So, so we'll have to have some of that information available. But yeah, we don't have any online questions, but you in the auditorium, if there's any questions, let Susan know. Susan, anybody out there that looks like they have any questions? Can't hear you. Oh, you're probably yelling at them.
And again, if anyone has questions after the webinar, again, we have our survey. You can definitely post your question there. I'll send the link on the survey where you can actually book appointments with our departments depending on your questions. So please feel free to use those tools. It's all for you to better educate you, and please use it. That's what it's for.
Yeah, or if you know, I know Susan has signs all over the building probably still with her email address. So if you can't track one of us down in the credit union, email Susan. Should definitely be able to forward that to any one of us in order to answer your questions. So but definitely, reach out and get in touch with us. But if we don't have any other questions, then I think we can probably say goodbye and adios to those. So we want to thank you for attending. If anybody else has anything else to add before we go.
Just a quick reminder, this webinar has been recorded, and we will provide the recording afterwards in a follow-up email for those that haven't been able to attend, or through our website for those who just search it up. And we will do our very best to have this recording in Spanish as well, since our translator has been busy interpreting for us the past hour.
So yes, Terry, thank you very much for translating for us. And thank you all for attending. Again, please let us know if you have any questions whatsoever. Let's go green here in 2021. You all stay safe, stay healthy, and let's hope we can all get back into the office as soon as we possibly can. So take care, everyone, and see you soon.